Do you think losing muscle after 60 is inevitable? Think again. It's actually possible to reverse muscle loss in as little as 12 weeks. But in order to make that happen, there are two essential things that you need to do. In this video, I'll share what those are and how you can start rebuilding muscle today. Sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, starts as young as age 30, but it speeds up rapidly after age 60. Now, while it's unlikely that you'll have as much strength at age 80 as you did at age 20, some people are able to maintain most of their muscle mass, while others waste away to skin and bones. So what's the difference? You might think it's genetics, but recent research reveals that's probably not the case. Researchers took a group of middle-aged and older adults and split them into two groups. One group did a 12-week progressive strengthening program, while the other group did not do strengthening. At the end of 12 weeks, the people in the progressive strengthening group either maintained or improved their muscle mass, reversing their stage of sarcopenia. Now that's good news because that means you're in control of whether or not you'll lose muscle mass. But what is progressive resistance training? Many people think of it as just lifting heavy weights, but that's not necessarily the case. It can be any type of resistance, whether that's body weight, resistance bands, or weights, as long as you're gradually increasing that resistance over time. Now, if you've already started to develop sarcopenia, you may notice difficulty getting out of chairs or getting up from the floor. And if that's the case for you, body weight exercises may be a great place to start. Incorporating body weight strengthening exercises in your routine 2 to 3 times per week for 20 to 30 minutes per day can help ward off muscle loss. Here are a few examples. One of the best lower body strengthening exercises for older adults is doing a sit to stand or a body weight squat. In order to do that, scoot to the front edge of a chair, spread your feet and knees about hips width apart or possibly slightly wider. Then you'll want to pull your feet back to where they're underneath your knees. Next, you lean your trunk forward to stack your body weight up over top of your feet. That way, all of your center of gravity is in one vertical line. Then to stand up, you're going to drive your knees out to the side. That helps keep the hips, knees, and toes in alignment and prevent you from knocking in like that. That also helps decrease knee pain if you happen to have knee arthritis. And then finally, when you go to stand up, you want to push your hips underneath of you, squeezing your glutes. That helps decrease how much quadriceps force you need to use, which also minimizes the compression on your kneecaps. So putting that all together, scoot to the front edge of the chair, feet underneath of you, lean your trunk over top of your feet, drive the knees outwards, squeeze the glutes and push your hips underneath of you, then sit back slowly for the chair and then repeat. Try to repeat that for 10 repetitions and build up to where you can do that for 3 sets. Now to see that from a side view, you scoot to the front edge of the chair, put your feet underneath of you, spread the feet to a comfortable width, turn the knees out so your knees are over top of your toes, stack your body weight up over top of your feet, and you'll notice that your bottom almost naturally starts to come up off the chair just by shifting your weight. Then once you've loaded your body weight, squeeze your glutes and push your hips underneath of you, and then reach back for the chair. Now you can progress this by standing up, reaching back for the chair, just touching down, and then coming back to a standing position without fully sitting back on the chair. And do all 10 repetitions before you sit down again. If you've mastered that, then you can move on to a deeper body weight squat where you stand away from a chair and squat down slightly below the surface of the chair, just going down as far as you feel safe and comfortable going. So that's a lower body strengthening example. Now for upper body strengthening, one great way to start is doing a wall push-up. To do that, you'll stand facing a wall and put your arms at shoulder level or slightly below. Then you just push back like this using your arms. The nice part about this is you don't have to get down on the floor for it. It takes a lot of the stress off of your wrists, and you don't need a whole lot of strength to get started. You can make it more difficult by walking your hands farther down the wall, walking your feet farther away from the wall, and pushing like that. And then as you get stronger, you can move down to doing more of a normal floor push-up. So as you can see with both the push-up and the body weight squat, you can increase the difficulty just by moving closer to the floor. However, with both, once you get strong enough, you'll probably eventually want to add weights. And we'll go over how to do that in a little bit. But first, I want to discuss the second key factor, and that's nutrition. When you do strength training, you actually break down muscle tissue. And in order to rebuild it, you need the raw materials, much like you need bricks or wood to build a house. That's where protein comes in. Protein is the raw material that makes up your muscles. But unfortunately, many older adults don't get enough protein in their diet. That may be for a variety of reasons. You may lose appetite as you age due to being less active. Maybe the kids have moved out of the house and you just don't feel like cooking anymore. Or depression or loss of a spouse can also decrease your appetite. But whatever the reason, even though you're eating less total volume of food, your protein intake actually goes up. Research shows that older adults need 1.2 to 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or 0.55 to 0.91 grams of protein per pound of body weight. For a person that weighs 150 pounds, that's approximately 83 to 137 grams of protein. Good sources of protein include animal sources like meat, fish, dairy, or eggs, or plant sources like beans, tofu, or other legumes. So now I'd like to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge? Is it getting enough strength training? That's 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times per week? Or is it getting enough protein in your diet? Or is it both? Leave a comment below and let me know. If you'd like some guidance and accountability to get started and stick with it over the long term, I'll put a link in the description down below where you can schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me. Or if you just need some more general information, check out this full body weight workout or this video on how to optimize your protein intake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.